Welcome everyone to another episode of Daxter's Chill Zone, the podcast. I am here today with Kuhnij, my good friend. He's a Twitch streamer. He's an amazing person. Go ahead and just tell us what you do, Kari.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? My name is Kuhnij. Dax just referred to me as Corey because that's my real name. So if anybody wants to call me by that, that's fine. Just know that I'll hunt you down and kill you.
Yeah.
No, my name, Joel jokes aside, my name is Kuhnij on twitch.tv ///KUHNIJ. I do spell it kind of strange. And yeah, I'm just a Twitch streamer. I do variety. I do dabble in first-person shooters a lot, but I also dabble in games like Sekiro and Bloodborne. Is probably where Dax actually found me initially, and yeah, that's pretty much what I do, and
Yeah,
I love
man.
it.
That's
awesome.
tight. Good introductions. So I want to talk about today with my good friend here. I want to talk about. Do you remember how we met? Huh, Kuhnij? Do you remember?
I'm probably going to completely butcher it, but I do remember, and I think you possibly might have met me some other way, but I initially draw memories from Bloodborne because I do remember. Now I might be incorrect by saying that, but I do remember like I was playing through Bloodborne. And you and I think I might have met you prior to that, but my first memories or like memories that I hold on to were via Bloodborne. And we were doing like the dungeons on the end game. And you were like helping us go through them and stuff like that. And I remember, yeah. And then like I figured out I could kill other people in the game and shit. It was really, really cool. It was a good experience. And then you uploaded to YouTube that video that you uploaded playing
That's
with
right.
Johnny. So that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Is that right? Or
No, okay. So you're a little wrong. You're a little wrong, bro. So, all right. So what happened was one day, I don't know. Well, cause like Twitch's like explore things kind of shitty, but like I was just like, I want to watch someone who's playing Outlast. I just was looking it up, and so I look up Outlast, and I scroll down. There's this guy, and he has this reflector vest, and I'm like, what's that about? What the fuck is that about? So I go ahead and I click on this guy, and I'm like, I'm trying to just lurking in his chat for a little bit, looking at him play, and he's stuck in this one part. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Does anyone know what the fuck I'm supposed to do? I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, oh, all right. I'll help the guy out a little bit. This guy's he's a little slow. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I was like, all right, let me help this guy out. So I help you out. It was like in the section where you had to like climb some fucking tables in the game.
Okay.
And I was just like, there's a table behind you, and you look up and you're like, oh shit, I'm kind of an idiot. And I was like, well, I didn't say it, but So that was like initially when I first met you through that. And I think that's when we started. I was like a regular in your chat. And then we started to play together. I think it was in Bloodborne. That was like around when Fortnite was like really big too. So I would just kind of like join in, but didn't really say too much. I think you would hang out with like Jarpin, and you would also hang out with Base. I think the guy, that's his name.
Yeah. It's actually pretty funny, like with that Outlast stream. Sorry to interrupt you, but like, I'll cut you off. But that Outlast stream, and just for the record as well, like it is hard to like pinpoint where you have met people because you meet so many people on Twitch, and sometimes names do come and go, and they don't always stay. So like, and especially with that Outlast stream, I remember I told myself like maybe I'll stream Outlast for a day, and I didn't know if I was really going to get into it or anything like that. And honestly, dude, I couldn't put it down till I finished it. And I think that was it's funny, like with streaming as well, like you think games that are going to do good don't do as well as the games that you don't think are going to do that well. So like that Outlast stream was pretty popping in my opinion. Like I might have had like 20 to 30 viewers consistently, but those are my favorite streams, Dax. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that stream was absolutely awesome. And I think I got a few jump scares on that one as well. And yeah, that's awesome that's awesome that I met you there, man. That's sick. And then that would have carried over to Bloodborne and whatever. Yeah.
When you when you started
Sorry,
out, yeah, you're good. When you started to do, so did you always start with like streaming on Twitch, or did you look at YouTube at all and you were like, oh, maybe I want to like post a couple videos on here? What was the initial start to like, oh, I want to become a Twitch streamer?
Yeah. So like, for a very long time, I never had Wi-Fi or internet connected through like our landline or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I could never really like play video games at all. And any games that I would play would be like I'd go down to like my local like game store or whatever, and I'd buy like possibly like the latest game, like Red Dead Redemption or something like that, or Need for Speed. And I'd play through that, and then I'd go back to partying and just being a young motherfucker running around, you know? Like I wasn't like a hardcore gamer at that point, but when a game of interest did pop around, I would go hardcore on that game. Like for example, San Andreas. I remember I had like the completion book, and I'd go through the completion book and get everything done in it. I'd get like all the birds and get all the clamshells and all that sort of shit. So I had like hardcore gamer-esque qualities, but I was always drawn to like the darker side of life. Do you know what I mean? But I think just because I didn't have a father figure or anything like that, so I looked towards people that probably weren't as a positive influence in my life, but I kind of drew towards that. So I didn't really stick to what I loved. Like I used to play guitar. I stuck it out for a while. Skateboarding, I stuck that out for like a long time, like quite a few years. But I never stuck with anything long enough to get really good at it. Do you know what I mean? Because I was always like deterred and by drinking and stuff like that. But with Twitch, what happened was, I got to tell you this first off, man. I was a massive Clash of Clans addict.
Oh, were you on your phone?
Yeah, dude.
That's that phone app,
yeah, on
right?
my phone. Yeah. Because I didn't have like a landline or anything. So the only like when I started playing Clash of Clans, I was then able to chat to other people because that was my Wi-Fi connection. So I'd go into global chat and I'd be like, holy shit, I'm talking to people. And I always wanted to be able to interact with other people online. That always really interested me, but I just didn't have like the necessary means to do so. But with Clash of Clans, I did, and it was on my phone. Now, Clash of Clans is a gotcha system, and I became, I think it was like number 2 in Australia, and I was also in the top clan in the world. Yeah, dude. Like I went hard at Clash of Clans. Yeah,
were you toxic,
dude,
bro? Were you toxic? Were you talking mad shit in the chat?
No. I did like flexing occasionally, like so I'd go into global chat and everyone would be like, holy shit, that's Kuhnij from Quantum's Web, you know, like my name on there was Tuka, actually, Tooka, so it was Tuka. And I was known as Tuka for a very, very long time. And I kind of like got the bug for being on the leaderboards within that game. And I was like, dude, gaming's dope. It's cool how you can climb the leaderboards. However, with Clash of Clans, to stay on top of your game and to be on like the top level, you have to put a lot of money into it because you got to keep your base up to scratch so that when other bases attack you, they can't take you down as quickly. And you're kind of competing with like the top contenders. So you still had to kind of be good at the game, but you had to dump a lot of money into it. And then what happened was we finally got my brother and his girlfriend were living with us at the time, and they got like a landline put in, like Wi-Fi and stuff. And I started playing GTA. And when I was playing GTA, I met this guy called Blake, and me and him joined the bikie club, and we were bikers in GTA, and we used to do like bikie runs, and we used to like bash people in to join the club. And I was living like my bikie fantasy within GTA, right?
Was this 5? This is GTA 5?
Yeah, GTA 5. Yeah. We used to do like runs and all sorts of shit. But what happened was within like probably about 5 months of getting heavy into that, a guy came to my work and he was like, I know this is very long-winded, and I do apologize.
You're good.
A guy came to my work, and he was like walking around to everybody, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy like asking everybody? And he was asking everybody if they played Destiny, and I hadn't known what Destiny was. Like I think I heard of it, but I didn't really know what it was. And he comes up to me, he's like, bro, there's like dungeons, and there's like mad gunplay, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, this is dope. And I wasn't a PvP player back then, except for Clash of Clans was PvP, but it wasn't proper PvP, like in my opinion. But for what I enjoyed as much, or what I'd later find. But so I was just like, cool. So I downloaded the game. He didn't play anymore. So the day that I downloaded, he's like, bro, I don't play it anymore. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm on my own. And I entered the tower, which is like a Destiny central hub. And when I entered there, I just seen it was like for somebody that first played World of Warcraft and they see people that do raids and they have like the full set of armor and stuff. And they're like, whoa, I want to be like that guy. That's what happened to me. Yeah. Like I had that wow moment. I was like, dude, that's sick. So I entered the tower and I seen all these people like with their raid armor and shit. And I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm going to fucking hardcore the fuck out of this. So I told my GTA clan, I'm like, yo guys, I'm going to temporarily just disband from the group and I'm going to play a bit of Destiny. They're like, yo, no worries, bro. As long as you come back. Well, I never came back. so like they hated me for it. Like they kicked me out the bikie club. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna play Destiny. Yeah, dude. And I got really into Destiny, and I met these American people, which aren't around anymore. Raven Freaker and a few others. And I also also played with Tyler, who is Panda in the Discord as well, and within my Discord, and he hangs around our community. Right. And as I was playing, a lot of them would be like, yo, Kuhnij, you got to like do Twitch or you got to make money off gaming because like your personality just it suits kind of thing. And I'm like, cool. And then I started watching this guy called Real Crafty, and this guy Real Crafty is like an amazing PvP player. And I started getting into PvP, into Destiny. And although I wasn't the best PvP player, I could land ridiculous snipes. Like I was really, really good at sniping at that point. And I was about 23 or 24, I think. And I was really, really good at sniping. And I'd watch other people on Twitch, and their gameplay was like, they were good players and they'd wreck shop and stuff like that. But their gameplay didn't excite me, Dax. You know what I mean? Like they weren't landing crazy shots. They weren't fancy. And I was fancy. I'd run in there with a sniper rifle going, just fucking go in there, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so like by that time, my internet wasn't even good enough for me to stream. So I couldn't even stream. So it took me about 4 years from that point to then be able to stream. And by that point, I was 28 years old. And that's when I first started streaming. And that's when everything started happening. Yeah.
Do you remember what the first? No, you're good, man. You're good. You didn't. Okay, so when you first started out and like you wanted to be like a creator, and you said that you watched Twitch, did you ever like watch YouTube? Were you ever like, maybe I should do it on YouTube at all, or did you like, I want to do this on Twitch?
Looking back now, I think I would have really thrived on YouTube a lot more. But back then, I didn't even know about communities or anything like that. I didn't know what content creation was. I just thought if I could land some snipes, I didn't think of money. I didn't think of monetization. I didn't think of any of that. I just thought it'd be cool to have people in the chat see me snipe. That's it. Like it was, that's all it was.
Watch me snipe. I'm good. I swear.
And that's like to the extent of what my mentality was on content creation. And that's the extent of it. Yeah. Yeah. And then when I came to Twitch, by the time I was 28, Destiny 1 had died out. Destiny 2 had launched. I started playing Destiny 2, but I wasn't really enjoying it because they changed the game so much, so drastically. It wasn't the game that I had loved. And at that point, I was able to stream. So I was like, fuck, I really want to be a streamer. I really want to stream. But the game that I love isn't like not the game that I want that's available.
You like,
so I was like, fuck, what do I do? And I took a very weird approach to it because most people would be like, oh, yeah, my game's dead. I'm not going to like follow this route. But I was like already immersed in it because I had a Destiny stream at one point and I came home from work, and this is the birth of the vest, by the way. I came home from work and I had my vest on and I was like, yo, you know what? I can't be fucked having a shower or anything. I'm just going to like stream. Like what's the worst that can happen? And that day I had so many Australians and so many Kiwis, like New Zealanders in there going, holy shit, cunt, you're a fucking mad cunt. Like, look at him in the vest. And I always knew that you needed like something like to stand out, you know, on Twitch. Because you go on Twitch and you see so many like faces and everybody like kind of blends in with the next person. And I really wanted like a little bit of a gimmick, but nothing too extreme where I had to dress up too much every day. So that day, I had like, it was the first time I ever hit 20 to 25 viewers. And I got the bug, bro. I got the bug, baby. And I was like, this is sick. And I'm like, everybody in chat, put yes in chat if you want to see the vest. And then I started researching what vest I could buy and started getting really into the branding of it. And that was the birth of Kuhnij and his vest a long, long time ago.
How many vests did you end up having at the end of the day? Because I know you don't do it anymore, but how many vests did you end up having when you stopped doing it?
Oh, dude, spending money. I've spent so much money on Twitch. That's been like a waste. Like I bought screens, I bought like branding, I bought like logos, and I don't use them. But vest wise, so I originally had the yellow vest, and the yellow vest was cool. But I was like, what can really pop? So then I bought. So the yellow vest is what I got from work, right? Then I bought a pink. Then I bought a pink vest because I'm like, pink is gonna really stand out. So I bought a pink vest, and then I said to myself, that's cool, but I need something more with a bit more quality behind it. So then I bought a fireman's vest. So I had the yellow vest, the pink vest, the fireman's vest, and then I bought a fireman vest that was actually red. That only debuted on stream for about 2 streams, and then I took it off because I bought it oversized. And I'd sit down and it would like clump. It would fold like
it would get you. It would get you in your tits. Yeah.
In my tits. Yeah. It would look like I'm pregnant, but I wasn't actually pregnant. You know? And so I went back to the other vest. So I essentially had about 4 vests. Yeah, 4 vests. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You were talking about scenes earlier. When it came to like buying stuff for your Twitch stuff, is there a way that you like thought about it before you ended up buying it? Because I know I've looked like there's like a website called Fiverr that I've looked up, or was there like another website that you used to like look for people that did that work, or did you like go on Twitter be like, hey, I need this shit done, can somebody do it for me?
I've got I've got an eye for branding, and I have to be. I don't go into branding half-assed at all. Like it has to be 100% perfect, or I won't get it. Like there were people that would come to my channel and be like, "Yo, Carnage, I can do some branding for you. I can make you some panels." And I'm like, "Cool. Like, let me check out your work." And I'll check it out. I'll be like, "Bro, I can make better shit than that." Like, don't come to my channel if you're gonna like tell me you're gonna be a graphic. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, if I can make better shit than that, I don't want to be involved in that. So
Yeah.
I'd have to tell them politely, that's not what I'm looking for. And I would like go onto Twitter and I'd look up graphic designers and I'd like really, really search hard and to see who was available. And I remember I went to this one emote artist. His name was Jake. He's an amazing emote artist, but not really the style of art that I like.
Yeah.
Like, but like let's put this in perspective though. Like an emote from him is like $20, and the emotes that I pay for now are like 80. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like, so like, yeah, like I'm not saying that like I earn enough money on Twitch to be able to pay for it, but my eye for quality is so high that I'll fucking eat fucking rice and tuna for the next week just to have those emotes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was watching this guy called Devilry. His name's Devilry on Twitch now. It was Devil something else. I can't remember what it was prior, but it's Devilry now. He's a really, really cool streamer, and he had these like panels, and they were made by this lady from the UK called Bubban, Baban, and I really, really liked them. And I reached out to her. Obviously, you pay for what you get, and that's kind of who I work with now. There were occasions where I did buy screens that she had made that I no longer use, but I think back then, like even I'm always changing. I'm very indecisive, right?
Yeah.
Like even today, I just changed the way I changed my panel colors and I changed a few things because I'm constantly trying to perfect my stream or trying to get better with what I do. And you know what? That can be a massive money pit. Sometimes you just got to stay with the first thing that you have. Do you know what I mean? But I'm happy with how the stream's evolved. I'm happy with how things have turned out. And the initial screens that she made me were very purple pastel kind of color scheme.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've kind of evolved past that. Like as soon as she made them, I'm like, now I want horror. You know, but I couldn't really put any more money into it. But yeah, going to your question, yeah, I've with branding, it's very, very important for me. And I think I found a talent that I never thought I would have, which is kind of graphic design. Like I'm gonna help Base make his panels and stuff pretty soon and shortly. Just I don't
Oh.
know, when I go to like people's streams and stuff, like I can kind of like see their stream and be like, like if you took a bit more time into learning what to do, like it's actually not as hard as you might think. So like
Yeah.
if you go onto yeah. So if you go onto like canva.com, like Canva's amazing. If you go onto Canva, you can pretty much make anything you want from Canva,
Oh,
And
have you
then
made anything?
yeah. So like I've taken Barbin's emotes, and because they're transparent background and because they are of such high quality, I
Yeah.
can take I can take the emotes that she made me and put them on certain screens, and then I just have to come up with like how I'm gonna lay them out, like, and then I'll just like change the text, and I'll make the color schemes pop and stuff like that. So I haven't got the talent to actually create artistic cartoon type characters or draw or anything like that, but I kind of have an eye for what looks good, if that makes sense.
We're gonna have to get you a picture of you to draw because I'd be curious to see what you draw like, man. I'd like to see what you can draw.
I used
Something
to be all right.
used to be. You used to do art? Did you used to?
Well, yeah, I was so going through high school, I was a massive stoner, and my dad's an amazing artist. He's been painting houses for 28 years, but on the side, he's
Ooh.
an amazing artist. Like he can actually draw, and he does like portraits of Clint Eastwood and like amazing. Like my dad is very, very talented with drawing, and his brothers are the same, and it kind of runs in the family. And
Oh.
I'll remember an art class. Like I never took school seriously, Dax. I was a bit of a
Yeah.
fucking idiot at school, right? Which a lot of people were.
Yeah.
And
People are young. Yeah. Usually that's
people
how
are
it is.
young, yeah. And especially like I didn't have any in-house role models to be like, yo, Carnage, like if you hang around these people, that might fuck your life up. Or if you do this might. I never had that kind of role model. It was more like just go out and do whatever you like.
Yeah.
I'm busy or whatever. So I took inspiration from like people that I probably shouldn't have taken inspiration from growing up. But everything's a learning experience, and in hindsight, 2020, you grow from it and stuff like that. But I remember I was in art class one day, and the teacher said to me, said to the classroom, "Hey guys, I want you to take a photo of yourself, and then I want you to draw yourself." And I drew myself like perfectly, Dax. Like it was so fucking good. But I was too worried about smoking a joint than I was drawing.
Mm.
And after the class, she pulled me aside and she goes, "Corey, you have so much fucking talent. You could be an amazing artist, but you just don't give a shit." And that's what she said to me. And that was probably like the last time I drew or even dabbled in it. But funny story, Dax, when I was very young, all I wanted to do was do comic strips. I wanted to be a wanted to
Comic,
draw comics.
yeah. Did you ever make
That's what I
anything?
wanted to do.
Did you ever make
No,
like a little story or
nothing.
anything? No?
I was incredibly lazy, bro. Incredibly lazy. I was like, one day that would be my job, but that was never my job,
No, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't. I know like a lot of the stories that come out of like when people are talking about like art school or not necessarily art school, but art class. I always hear the story of like, oh, they tell you to make something like, oh, go ahead, you have like all reign to do whatever you want, and then you do whatever you want, and then they're like, no, but this isn't what I like, and then they like fail you for whatever you drew. So that's usually what I hear when like in art class or whatever. I never took one. My brother. So I love drawing. I'm not like any like fancy doodle guy, but I like.
Did you draw your profile picture in Discord? Is that what you drew?
What, the one I use now? Yeah, I drew that.
Yeah.
I drew that.
I like that.
So the story with that is, I don't know. Just one day, so what I like to do, I don't have any on like hand, but I like to grab these little note cards. So usually with the little note cards that you use for like to study or whatever, what kids do in like school, I grab them, and what I like to do is just about every day I like to grab one and just draw whatever it was like to like for like a day, you could remember like, oh, I drew this that day. That's right. And then I have like a whole like a photo album full of just a bunch of like pictures like that. And
like postcard size, right?
Yeah, like postcard size.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that's
so one day, I was just like really thinking about kind of like what we were talking about earlier about like just kind of like branding and stuff. And I'm like, if I'm going to be going by Daxter O'Hannon, I need to like make myself into that like character, because like initially I already knew that I wanted to do like hero stuff. I wanted it to be based like around heroes. I want to do superhero shit and try to just figure that out. And that's why I put the little mask that I have on the profile picture. That's why I put it on there. And I drew that up. Initially, I just put it was just pencil on there. And then I sent it. So the coloring and stuff, like the actual PFP of the picture, that wasn't me. It was a good friend of mine. His name's Johnny. I don't know what he calls himself, like Goofy Meister on Instagram. And I know him in real life. And I showed him the picture, and then he was like, I could do something with this. If you want, send this picture to me, and then I can like redraw it, and then like kind of like trace it, and then color it.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, yes, fuck yes, I would love that. And so he goes home that day, he draws it up, he sends it to me. He sends me two versions. There was a version with the black mask, and then there was another one with like a yellow mask. At the time I loved black and yellow, and I'm like, yes, everything, yes, but. As of lately, I think I've been really like even the lava lamp here. I like
that's
just
a really cool color.
Yeah, I like the like really pink, cool color, purple, or like really like it's that type of shit. Some people can ding me for being like, oh, pink is like whatever, but like I love the fucking color, man. Fuck out of that. You know what I mean? Like I love that shit.
Yeah. I really like because that lava lamp, the color of it reminds me of Stranger Things, and I'm all obsessed with Stranger Things. And it's got like a Stranger Things kind of vibe to it, and I really like that. Yeah, it's really cool.
Do you like you like Netflix? Do you like Stranger Things, man? Is that what you're into? Do you watch any other shows?
Yeah, so I really like Stranger Things, and I can't wait for the new season to come out. Obviously, there's episodes where I'm like, oh, that was a bit too much.
Yeah.
But I think no show really gets it perfectly. There have been a few in the past that have, but they're over now. So like one of my favorite shows called The Wire. I love The Wire. I don't know if you've ever seen The Wire before.
I think
it's basically.
Does it have the guy from La Bamba? I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I know exactly what you're talking about, La Bamba, but I don't think it has got that guy. And if it does, I'm sorry to anybody that watches this and corrects this in the comment section. But it had a lot of people from the show Oz. Have you ever seen the Oz? It was like a prison show.
No,
it was like a show.
No, never.
So Oz was like a prison show, and it just depicted life inside of this prison facility that was like a very intense, very high risk, very high security, like segment or place within this prison, and that was Oz. And a lot of those characters from Oz were actually cast into The Wire. And it's a very good show. It's
Mm.
basically about like the ins and outs of the drug trade and like the thuggery and like the police department and corruption and stuff within
Yeah.
I can't, it's not Boston, but it's something that starts with B, and I can't remember what it is. I've seen it a long time ago, but it's a really, really good show. It's amazing. So I really like that. I'm really crime orientated. You know, I had a
Did you watch
massive
Narcos?
no. I didn't watch Narcos.
It's a good
I
one.
know that sounds,
It's a good one.
yeah, I've heard it's good. Yeah, I've heard it's good.
That's
I'm
pretty good.
more along the serial killer line.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah,
like the
my-
white. I know. Like, there's probably like lots of death and murder in Narcos, but the thing that threw me off about Narcos is there's so many different interpretations of that show. There's like Narcos, and then there's like El Chapo, and then like there's so many different things.
yeah,
and
I know what you mean.
I haven't got time to watch it all. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But Breaking Bad. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes, I have.
You like
Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad?
Breaking Bad is amazing. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
such a great show. I had such a good time. I remember watching it with my dad as it was coming out. It was such a good
Yeah.
show. It's been such a long time since it's been like done. I know that.
has,
Did you end up watching that movie? Was it El Camino? It was the Jesse
I've seen El
Pinkman movie.
Camino. Yeah. That was like the ending of like Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Well, did you like
It
the
had-
movie? I never saw it myself. I knew it came out, but
Dude,
did you
need
like
to
the
watch
movie?
it, dude?
Did you like
You need
it?
to watch it. I did like it. I think there's been plenty of other spin-offs that have done incredibly bad. I think that El Camino, like, at least gave us a closure to Jesse, because prior to that, all we've seen was Jesse Pinkman get out of his little cage that he was in. The neo-Nazis or the Nazis had him in, and he got out of there and he was driving away and he had like really bad bruising and stuff because he'd been bashed and pissed on and like treated like shit. But El Camino showed you, like, you know, he got away, which is really cool, and started a new life and stuff. But yeah, dude, like Breaking Bad, I didn't see it for a very long time, and then when I finally got around to it, like I did not stop watching it. Like I had to do from start to finish, and like my favorite season, I think, is season 2. I think it's season 2. It might be season 3. I can't remember. It was with Augustus Frame, the guy that owned the chicken franchise.
Yeah.
And he put all the drugs in the tubs and stuff like that. I thought that was really well done. And yeah, I thought it was just a brutal show, bro. I thought it was really cool.
Did you end up watching the other spinoff? It was Better Call Saul.
Yes, Better Call Saul. Yeah, I really like that as well.
I haven't started watching it. Did it end already or no?
Well, I haven't seen like the last seasons, but I think I've seen 2.5 seasons. And I think I don't know, with life sometimes you can't catch up on all the shows you want to watch, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I thought Better Call Saul was going in the right direction. I thought it was really cool. And I always liked his character in Breaking Bad as well, you know?
Did you ever watch
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say another show that you might not be familiar with, but if you are familiar with, and it's actually badass, and I love Matthew McConaughey anyway. Have you ever seen True Detective?
True Detective. I've been told that it's a show, right? It's not a movie.
Yes.
Dude,
It's
I've
a
been
TV
I've been told that show is really good, that I need to get to watch it. And I haven't, like, again, it's like kind of like what you said before. It's just one of those things that are on the watch list, but you just haven't gotten to it. But go ahead.
The beautiful thing about True Detective is each season is a whole different story. So think American Horror Story, okay?
Yeah.
But think a whole recasting. So you don't even need to watch True Detective 2. Apparently that got really bad ratings, so I didn't really watch it. But True Detective 1 is its own enclosed story, and it's got Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in it. They're buddy cops, but Matthew McConaughey is a pessimistic a pessimistic what do they call when you believe in Christ or believe in religion?
You don't believe in agnostic?
No, not agnostic. God damn, it starts with A. It's
atheist.
Atheist. Yeah, he's an atheist. Yeah, and he's a very pessimistic atheist, and he just believes like that the world should just like walk hand in hand into damnation because like we're just a plague on society, and like the human race is like more detrimental than it is actually beneficial and all this sort of stuff. But the True Detective is based around this serial killer. Of course, that's why I like it. And this serial killer is like this massive dude, and he murders like couples and stuff for like satanic reasons. And Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson have to go find and hunt down this serial killer, and it's over the space of like 10 or 15 years. So they through the series they start to get old, and they don't think they're going to catch this dude, and eventually whatever happens. But it's really fucking good. So if you're going to watch it, True Detective, I think it's like 5 or 6 episodes, maybe 8, and it's done. It's
The
done.
first season, not because you said the second was kind
No.
of trash.
Yeah, well, a lot of people think it's trash. I watched a few episodes into it, and I was like, yeah, it's not really for me. Second one's got Colin Farrell in it and stuff. I really love Colin Farrell, but it wasn't number one. You know, number one had that heart. You know, so
I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
But have you seen The Boys?
The Boys,
The Boys.
the movie. That's a movie, right?
No, no. The Boys
No.
is an Amazon Prime TV show.
Oh, dude, that's another one on my watch list. Legit.
Yes.
Like I was gonna watch it
Yeah.
the other day, but I was like, I have to do this other stuff first. I haven't gotten into it. I've got like kind of like I wouldn't say I got spoilers, but like I remember on
everywhere.
Twitter, man. If you go on Twitter and then there's like any fucking show
Yeah.
that you love, man, and there's other people that love it, you just got to stay off that shit, man, because it'll spoil the fuck out of a show for you.
It's like I wouldn't say a real life depiction because it's not real life, but it's like what superheroes possibly would actually be like if they were to be within our world. Because like you got to think everybody's got different personalities, everybody's suffering certain mental illnesses, everybody wants to be praised and loved and idolized, and they've got these superpowers that are fucking godlike. There's a guy called Homelander in it, and he's basically Superman, and he is fucking evil as fuck, bro. And
Yeah.
he's my favorite character. Yeah, he's my favorite character in it. Like to the point where like say like if you watch Superman and he goes to stop a mugger, he might stop a mugger and then the cops will come and arrest the mugger. Well, not with Homelander. Homelander will like stomp his head into the pavement till his head's like nothing but mush.
Woo.
And then that guy might not even be the mugger. He might have just been like trying to chase the mugger, and then Homelander's like, "Fuck, I got it wrong." But oh well, who gives a shit? I'm Homelander. It's really good, dude.
I'll have to get into it, man. I watched this other show that was on actually like Prime Video. I think it was called The Hunters. It has to do with like the people that I think it's like during the 70s after so during World War II. Or I would say after World War II, the scientists and like people that were working under like the Nazi regime, they were taken by the U.S. and like put into like our own like system, so like so that they can have like a better life, but they're working for the U.S. That's the catch. Okay. And so the show just revolves around these guys called the Hunters who hunt these Nazis that are like still living carefree lives in the U.S. because the U.S. took them in. Because I don't know, I haven't done my research, but apparently this is like a real thing that actually did happen IRL, where they pulled people from Nazi Germany into here. And I'm like, that's kind of fucked, but at the same time it's like, I don't know, man.
Well, apparently like so like I research a lot and I listen to like a lot of videos and stuff like that, and that's kind of like how I came back to be on Twitch, because I listened to like a lot of self-help and a lot of like just researched a lot of shit, you know. But apparently like with the whole Nazi and Holocaust thing, after the whole Hitler demise and shit like that, a lot of those Nazi scientists were actually employed by NASA. They were employed by NASA to help with the rocket ships and stuff like that, because they were very intelligent and all that sort of stuff, and they kind of had their crimes written off to work for NASA and stuff like that. But yeah, and then there's apparently I forget what the town is called, and I forget what country the town is in, but it's like close to Italy or something, and I might be well off, but it's something around those parts where they actually had like a specific town where that town was populated by, you know, Nazis from back in the day. And they're well, that's for shit. Yeah. Kind of like a place to hide them from you know, anything that bad could come their way because of their crimes. So.
That's definitely crazy. It makes me think of like conspiracy theories. Do you dabble in conspiracy theories?
Dude, I am so like engrossed in conspiracy theories, mythology, like all of that kind of stuff really like gets me entangled. Now, does that mean that I'm a person that wears like a fucking tinfoil hat and believes that I'm like communicating with aliens? No, but like I'm into stories and stuff like that and of that nature so much that if you give me a really good story, I'm kind of gonna go down the rabbit hole with it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Do you know of the Draconians?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so apparently there's like conspiracy theorists out there that believe that underneath the earth there's actually lizard people that come from a distant planet, and they've been living on in our earth for a very, very long time. And these draconians eat children because they actually feed off the adrenochrome. Now, adrenochrome is actually a legitimate thing, apparently, that when we're in heightened states of fear, don't look at your lava lamp, you son of a bitch.
No, 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 no. It looked like it was on fire for a second, man. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, as we're talking about this.
Yeah, I know. So now, I'm not saying I wholeheartedly believe in this, but I think it's a pretty interesting story. And like, so yeah, apparently there's like 3 or 4 different alien races that live on Earth with us. There's like blue aliens, then there's like the silver aliens. I forget what they're called, but they're like pretty much what we stereotypically would believe an alien to look like. A little gray person. I think they're called the Greys, a little gray person.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Yeah. And so apparently the draconians are a real thing, and they live underneath the earth, and they go anywhere between like 6'5" to 7'11" or 8 foot, and they're massive. And apparently they've got ties within the government and the world's leaders, and the world's leaders have come to a deal with the draconians that if they feed them a certain amount of children every year or whatever, the draconians won't come to the surface and commit friggin' kill us and all that. So like so that's, and you know what's funny about that? That I was brought onto that by a truck driver at my work. I was unloading the truck, and he's like,
Yeah.
because me and him are very good close mates, and he's very, very into it. And sometimes when he tells me about it, I'm like, bro, just shut up. Like, so
shut up, man.
Like if the world's gonna go down that route, like just whenever it happens, it happens. Like there's nothing I can do personally to stop it. And if there are fucking lizard people that eat people that are fucking 8 foot tall, I'm only 5'6" or 5'7". I'm not going to be able to do shit about it. So,
Come here. No, I'll fucking get you. I'll fucking stop you right now.
Yeah. So that's the conspiracy theory I've heard about. But other than that, I'm more into mythology. Like I'm really into mythology. Like probably the last couple of weeks, I've been researching Norse mythology pretty hardcore. I'm covered in Japanese tattoos. I love Japanese mythology.
Yeah, man, you got a lot of tattoos. I remember when you just had that feather. You only had a feather. Now look at you. You're all tatted up.
Yeah, it's actually crazy, man. Like that feather was the catalyst for me then to get covered. Like I already had my left sleeve, like I had my sleeve to my chest, and at that time I got that tattoo because I just wanted to feel like a badass with a sleeve tattoo. But yeah, when I exited my last relationship, she was into one tattoo kind of thing, but she didn't want me to get covered. But I really wanted to get covered, and I thought when I exited that relationship, there's no better time to get my neck done. And when I got my neck done, it was a catalyst to it just spread like a cancer, bro. Like, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah.
Do you have like a story for each one, or like a reason for getting each one, or you're just like, I fucking like that shit. Let me just put it on my body real quick.
Pretty much, brother. Like, yeah, pretty much. I'm just like all for the eye, like whatever looks good. And I've always wanted to get covered in tattoos. I remember when I was like a really, really young child, I used to watch like prison documentaries and stuff, and I used to see the Mexicana prisoners, and they would like be covered head to toe. You know, the stereotypical Mexican prisoner covered head to toe.
Yeah.
And I used to see them. I'm like, I'm gonna look like that one day. Not that I want to be in prison or anything like that. I like the way they looked, and yeah, I always thought that I'd get covered one day. And as for stories for my tattoos, I think I've naturally progressed into having them acquire meanings, but they never really had meanings when I got them done. My left sleeve, however, my left sleeve. So one of my really, really close mates who's no longer with us, he had a dragon sleeve on his left arm, and he inspired me to get a dragon sleeve. So at the same time his sleeve was getting complete, I completed my sleeve. And then when he passed away, it kind of becomes a meaning after the fact, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, the left sleeve, I always think of Elliot with my left sleeve because we're the Dragon Brothers. I remember one night we were out drinking one night, and we're getting pretty maggot. A maggot, for anybody that doesn't realize what that means in Australia, it just means wasted or getting intoxicated. Like, we're gonna get maggot tonight, and we're out getting maggot. And I remember we were like, we're the Dragon Boys, you know, like we were just happy with the Dragon Boys. So yeah, so things just acquire meanings over time. The feathers, I just seen the feathers. I really like Apache Indians, Native Americans, and I thought that was really, really cool to have like feathers in the back of my neck. Like the Chief Indian, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Things acquire meanings. Like my mum and me were born the year of the snake, so now I got a snake sleeve. So I just went to Benny. I'm like, hey man, give me a snake sleeve. My mum and me were born year of the snake. So yeah, I don't know. Things acquire meanings. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've never. Oh well, I have 3 tattoos now, but like,
Ooh, I didn't know this.
Yeah, I have 3 tattoos. There, I don't think they're as hard as yours. You know? Nah, nothing like that. Nothing like that. It was like initially I liked something from a cartoon, and I was like, I really like this, and I really like the character that it's like one of my favorite characters.
The cartoon?
It was One Piece. It was the anime.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
okay.
It was. I love, for people that do know what it is. It's a Brook. They call him Jolly Roger because it's like a pirate show, and each character they have their own little Jolly Roger. Even though it's like over, they call it the Straw Hat Pirates. It's Brook's Jolly Roger is what it is, and it's I have his it's like a little skull, and he's got like an afro, and then it's like a purple cane through it. I have that on my right calf. I have some art.
Oh, I see it. I just pulled it up now. Yeah, okay.
I have some
Okay, yeah, I see it.
some art. I was saying that whole time I got up to show you the tattoo that I got. Cuz it's a SpongeBob one on
Hey, let's go.
It's just, I think one of them is a SpongeBob one. Let me see, which one is this one. This one is it's Mario and Luigi one.
That's Mario and Luigi. I was gonna say that's not SpongeBob.
Yeah, this is Mario and Luigi one. I got it from my brother when I moved away. I was like, I want to get something that represents me and my brothers, like, you know, just brotherhood. So I was
That's dope.
yeah. And the cool thing about it was it's from Naruto. It's from Mario 64. Back on the Nintendo 64, and that was like one of the first games that we played when we were kids. So I was like, oh, it means a lot.
That's actually really dope. Yeah, I like that.
And then
where's your SpongeBob one? What'd you get?
I got shit. Look, I'm just fucking everything up, man. Jesus Christ. I got
that's all right. Things happen.
SpongeBob one.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. That's actually fucking badass. I like that.
Yeah, I got that. I got that one from the movie. It was like some fan art that someone did, and I was like, oh, I need to get that.
You know what's really funny? Like, I really want to get like a gamer tattoo, but I just don't know what I'm gonna get at the moment. But I really do want something like gamer-esque at some stage.
Dude, I want to get a fucking sleeve. I had initially when I was younger, I wanted to get a sleeve of like PlayStation games on this arm, and then I want to get like Nintendo games on this arm. But after, let me tell you, man, I hate needles. All right, and then getting a fucking tattoo fucking blows. That shit sucks. I hate it. I don't like sitting, and like I twitch a lot. So I remember when I was getting my first tattoo, the one on my calf, it my leg would fucking like it would twitch when I'm like getting the tattoo, and I'm like, my brother, he's the tattoo artist. He's the one that did the work, and he's like, stop moving, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's not me that's doing it. Yeah. I'm not doing it on purpose. It just fucking happens. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not.
It's probably
I'm
like getting a nerve or something.
I'm not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Me either. You know, it's funny, on stream I usually drink a V can, and the V can is usually green, and I use a green screen when I stream, and it usually goes invisible when I stream. And I was telling my girlfriend the other day, I'm like, babe, can you go get me some energy drinks? She goes, yeah, no worries. She goes, do you want V? I go, nah, babe, I can't have V anymore. But I'll tell you what, get me some Red Bull, because apparently Red Bull gives you wings. So I'm like,
Red Bull gives you wings, Steve. We'll get our own brand deal eventually, huh?
Yeah, fucking oath. And I don't know. Like, energy drinks are definitely for me. I think when I drink coffee, it goes through me too quickly.
I can't. I don't know if I drink coffee like well. I like my shit sweet, right? So I don't think when I put like the shit that's in it to like make it sweet, that shit just doesn't work for me. Because when I was younger, I think was I in high school? I was in high school. I had to be. So my brother, he used to work at this warehouse, and at this warehouse it was like not a subsidiary, but they worked with Starbucks. And I don't know if you've ever gone to the store. You guys have Starbucks, right, over there?
I think we have it over here, but I've never been to a Starbucks, like whatever it's called. Yeah.
Well, it's just the company. They have this thing. They call it something like, it's a shot of something. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it's a shot of something. It's like a little tin can. It's skinny, but it's a tin can of something.
Okay.
And my brother used to, since he worked at like a subsidiary or like a company that worked with them, he would get this fucking crate. It was 2 crates. I remember he got 2 crates full of this shit, and I drank all of them. It was like my fucking, I was fucking wired, bro. I'm up all night playing some Call of Duty. It was fucking MW2 days. I was like fucking, and I was like just shooting up everybody and shit. I was there. I mean, I was pretty fucking trash, but I was like fucking. I don't give a fuck. Respawn. I'm over here fucking breaking the shit out of my remote, trying to respawn and shit.
Yeah.
Those were the fucking days, man. If anything, I probably need to get like a fucking something tonight, man. I was actually really thinking about getting like an energy drink because I don't work tomorrow, so I'm like, I should stay up tonight.
Hey, let's
see
go.
about that. I was to see about
We'll have
that.
to get you into Diablo with me.
Yeah, dude. There's this. Okay, have you ever heard of have you ever like heard of like humble bundles and shit like that?
I've seen streamers have Humble Bundles on their like panels and shit, but I have no idea. I think actually no, isn't Humble Bundles like a third-party gaming site where you can download games?
Yeah. So like you can what they are is that like they sell games on there, and you can actually see what it's for. Like if it's for Steam, is it for your PlayStation, is it for Xbox, and you just kind of like buy the thing off there. They give you the redeem code. Yeah, they give they give you the redeem code, and you just kind of go on there and redeem the code. I got 2 games last night. I got a Dead Rising 3, and Portal was gifted to me from a friend because it's so cheap. It's I think it's called like Fanatic or something. Okay. It's called, I'll tell you, Fanatical. Fanatical.com. It's really good. They have like a bunch of games on there for really cheap. Again, not sponsored, but holy shit, is it really nice to get like a game for cheap.
You never know. You might get yourself a sponsorship out of this.
Maybe.
You never know.
Fucking maybe.
Hey, Humble Bundle.
Hey, I'm sending this shit to you. You're watching. Hey, come on. Easy,
Red Bull too, okay?
Yeah, I'll send it to all of them. Red Bull, you're watching? Look, he's great at it. He does streaming. He's fucking popular. Why not? Next Ninja in...
Did you hear me say that the other day? The other day I was in stream and somebody come to my stream and they said something... I know my girlfriend come to my stream, and she's not really like well accustomed to Twitch. I'm slowly just trying to get her into it. She's a beautiful soul in that. She just doesn't understand the culture and stuff. Yeah. And she came to my stream the other day, and somebody said something. I can't remember what they said, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna be ninja rich. You have no idea. I'm gonna be ninja famous. I don't care. Like
that's fucking me right there. I just need you just need the bandana.
Yeah, I would never like copy his style, obviously, and I'm not as good at games as he is and stuff like that. But you know, fuck man, like a lot of streamers are like, you know, I just do this because I love to stream. I don't care if I never become famous. I don't care about the money. Like, motherfucker, don't lie to yourself. Like everybody, like you know, not everybody, because there are people that are on Twitch just for like a social kind of outlet, and they do it because they want people to like maybe interact with them. And I understand that when you game, sometimes it's happened to me in the past that it can get very lonely when you are not on Twitch or a streamer because nobody wants to play with you. But then when you're when you're a streamer, people want to play. People want to play with you. Ugh, I should have covered my mouth. But people want to play with you, and so I understand that aspect of it. But yeah, man, like I'm happy to admit, like, you know, I definitely want to make this a full-time career. I definitely want to fucking, you know, make this a full-time gig, and you know, I'd love to get up in the morning early for like a start on stream and gaming and stuff like that, while my missus has to get up and go to work. Like that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
if
that's tight.
Hopefully, eventually, it will get to the point where she doesn't have to work and stuff. But even if it never happens, I think the good thing too is like people that actually have a day job and actually work. Like I've worked for a very long time. Like, you know,
how long have you worked at this job?
I've worked there for about 12 years, and prior to that, I did painting and decorating. Yeah, so I'm a worker, bro. Like I'm not somebody that's just like, you know, got 12 kids at home and is like, yeah, man, I'm gonna make it as a streamer. Like, fucking pay me subscriptions. Like I'm not that.
Bro, my kids need to eat, bro. Hit me with that tier 3 sub, please.
Yeah, dude. I remember that, you know, to fucking jump off into a story, but within the same atmosphere of like the topic which we're speaking about. I remember a long time ago, I was streaming with this guy, and me and him were streaming, and I'm gonna throw this viewer under the bus. I don't really care because, you know, fuck them, whatever. But anyway, fucking I'll get into that in a minute. So they came into my stream, and that person was somebody that streamed but didn't have a day job, Dax. So they had kids at home and they streamed, and they're like a full-time streamer, but they're not earning any income from streaming. So I've always said to myself, like, if you've got a family, like go out and work and do this as a hobby and work towards this as a hobby until this can become a full-time thing, because, you know, you shouldn't be relying on people to pay for your kids' food when you're able to work, kind of thing, right? So they came to my stream one day and somebody donated me like $20 or $30 or some shit. I can't remember what they donated me. And this person was in my stream. They were like, oh my God, man, I can't believe you just got $30. I've never got $30 as a donation before. that's bullshit, bro. Like, I actually have kids to feed. That's what they said in my chat. That's what they said in my chat. And I was kind of taken back by it a little bit. And I was like, with the person I was streaming with, I was like, hey, just to put it out there, if like, you and I are streaming that, but you have a day job, right? And he's like, yeah, I have a day job. I'm like, would you ever rely on your viewers, especially if you're not hitting like massive viewership or massive subscribers on Twitch, to pay for like your necessities in real life? And he goes, no way. So anyway, I lost a viewer that day. End of story. But yeah, like I think a lot of people rely on it solely. And I understand, like, if you got back problems or you got like a disability or something like that, I can understand that direction. But if you're an able body, man, like, fuck, man, like, you should never rely on that to be your income. Like, you should always like find other means. It's like, say, for example, like your favorite band. Like, I bet you before they made it and blew up to be like a publicly well-known band, I bet you after work they'll do their warehouse job or whatever, and then they'll jam all night, and they'll go to work super tired because they're trying to write songs at night. But I think a lot of people aren't willing to put in that work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. So whether or not one day I'm going to blow up or not, it's going to happen.
I believe in it, man.
People haven't realized it yet.
They haven't found me yet. They haven't found me yet, but I'm gonna get there, man. I'm gonna get there. Bigger than Ninja, bigger than PewDiePie. I'm gonna get there.
I'm hyper delusional, Dax. I'm very, very delusional. That's what you get. That's what you get at the end of this conversation. But yeah, man, I believe in a good work ethic, and I really admire people that are very resilient, and I admire people that work hard and then outside of their like day-to-day job and stuff like that, strive for their dreams, because it just makes it more aspiring, and it makes me believe that they have pure ambition. Because even after work, they're not just going to go home and watch Seinfeld and scull a beer and be like, oh, well, my dreams are dead. Do you know what I mean? You got to strive for it. So
you making fun of me?
Yeah.
No. I think something that's pretty cool. There's something that's pretty cool about when people go out and like they try this kind of stuff, which is why it's like really cool to go try out something that you think that you're interested in, but like be smart about it. Kind of like how you were saying that you, like, if you got a day job and you like want to do this kind of like streamer stuff, you want to do YouTube stuff, definitely don't be like, all right, I'm quitting, I'm gonna hop in 100%. Like that's why it's so much like if you're in like if you're young and you're in high school, or if you have all this free time, you should do your schoolwork, of course, because that shit's important. But if you got free time, definitely go for it. You want to start, like you said, like as a hobby, definitely go for it. And I've actually heard a lot of stories where it's like they try out this YouTube or they try out like streaming, and then they kind of like through it, they find another avenue that they're into. 100%. I have a friend of mine, she was into just like the video creating and stuff, and then she realized that she's into like skincare, and she's into like that type of stuff. And so from making videos, now she makes like her own, she has her own business, and she's a really tight person. She's a really tight person. And that's why honestly, if you've got it, you've got everything, and if you got everything that you can to make your dream come true, but it just needs a little work, go for it. But
100%. And
work in in a safety net, you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly right. And with me joking around, blowing up and stuff like that, it's like, I believe in myself so much, but that doesn't mean that wasn't also a joke. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm also having a bit of a laugh and having a bit of banter with you. Like, I was telling my girlfriend the other day, I'm like, babe, like, it doesn't matter as long as I'm having fun and I'm enjoying myself. And like, I love what I'm doing, because like I could sit at 20 to 25 viewers for the rest of my life, but I just love doing what I'm doing. I was actually thinking about today. I was like, it's just cool that I got like a community. It's cool that I got like a little community. I love when Gator comes into the chat. I love when Cliche comes into the chat. I love when you come into the chat when you can. Like, there's so many people that come in and out of the stream. And that's like, even though you do it for yourself and you love content creation because that's what you love to do, like doing that for those people make it worthwhile, if that makes sense. Like when I came back to Twitch and I did a test stream and all those people came back, I was like, wow, those are people that they could have gone on to any other Twitch streamer, and after a year of me being away, gone, okay, Kuhnij is gone, found somebody new, and that person then fills the spot in which I was kind of like, I had for them within streaming. But it just shows me like that some people are so dedicated to me, and when I came back, they're like, fuck fuck that. I want to keep watching Carnage. And like, that's kind of cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then to touch on the avenues in which you were talking about, like, I actually thought to myself a while back, I thought maybe Twitch wasn't for me. Maybe it was graphic design. Maybe I should really dabble down and get into graphic design because I've got an eye for what looks good. Like, I reckon I could go to somebody's stream and be like, yo, your panels are crap. Like, maybe I could fix those for you. Or like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, not that panels are like
these colors don't match. You need to change everything here.
No. Yeah, like, and yeah, man, like, so yeah, you're 100% right. And like with your friend within skincare, sorry, there's a lot of streamers now that do like streamer help or streamer tips, or they built brands on YouTube on how to grow on Twitch. And obviously they're more inclined for that. Like I was watching a video not too long ago with Devin Nash and Harris Heller, I think his name. I think it's Harris Heller. And he's an amazing person as well, really good YouTube channel, a YouTuber. But they were saying like, you know, not everybody has the personality for Twitch, you know, like some people have marketing skills, some people have business skills. There's so many skills that people have acquired through their lifetime. Not everybody's going to be an XQC, and not everybody's going to be a creator. Not everybody's going to be, you know, a Tyler One, you know, because some people are just naturally wired to have that personality, and other people have more skills within friggin' business and stuff, which I have no skills in that shit. You know, so like, yeah, 100%, man. But I think the main thing is you find like a genre or a scene or a platform that you enjoy, and then there's plenty of branches off of that tree that could lead to your career.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah, definitely.
You could want to do esports and think you're a gun player, but then eventually you might be an esports commentator, and that's more your route. So
everyone definitely has like their own worth. I'm pretty sure that it's like in parts of like a team, right? Like just to put it through that like concept, right? It's like if you're on this team and you're playing this sport or whatever, and just because you can't, let's say like kickball, right? If simple term, if you play kickball, you can't be that kid.
I'm with y'all.
yeah, you can't be the kid that like fucking kicks it across the fucking the field or whatever, but you just so happen to be the only kid that knows how to kick it a certain way to get all the players are on the opposite team to a certain area. So just because you can't, that's the thing that sucks about a lot of like just content creation is when you like compare yourself to other people that are like bigger. Because like I've actually listened to a couple podcasts about this kind of thing, is when like people compare themselves to these really big, like a PewDiePie or like a Ninja, it's just like,
or a Markiplier or something.
And they're like, I don't have these numbers, dude. Let me tell you, all right, the amount of time that when I started out streaming and like you see that zero ticks from 0 to 1 person, it's such a big moment because you're just like, oh shit, someone's watching, and it's not me on my phone who's watching myself. You're just like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Do I know you?
Like, I got you, Dax.
Like, I've got you. I'm watching you, honey. I'm watching. It's a shit like that. But like it's just.
Please elaborate.
It's just like when people, it takes time for that kind of stuff, and you know, like Kuhnij was saying, is just like sometimes things like that aren't for you. But that just means that you're one step closer to being the best you that you could be, because you're finding out this isn't for you. You could be someone else, or you could be the best person you can be, just isn't this direction. So you just find another avenue to go take, and then you'll find your way eventually. I just think when you're starting off, don't expect all this stuff to just happen. You need to give it some time, and you'll find the way to the top. I promise you. Find the way to the top.
I can give you an example, then we'll come back to that point, because I think your point is very, very awesome. Like for example, I've been streaming on Twitch for like 3 years. I took a year hiatus or whatever. But you know, like 3 years on Twitch, a lot of people would have probably quit by now. Like I'm streaming. Sorry, this Red Bull was fucking me up. But you know, like for example, like I stream to like anywhere from 10 to 30 viewers. Sometimes I stay on 10 for a week. Other times I might have 30 viewers for 2 days. It just all depends, right? And it also depends on people rotating. So like Daxter might not be able to come to my stream today because he's got work, but then tomorrow he comes, and also Gator can come. Then it's two extra people. But then the next day, Gator and Dax are both busy, so they can't be there. So like the reason that like a lot of times, like when you see big streamers with big numbers, a lot of it's like rotation. They've accumulated such a community that when the rotations start to happen, you don't see it. You might think like the whole community is there for the 8 hours, but what it is like maybe 100 people are there, and then they knock off, but then 100 other people come because they're off work now, and then like it rotates. That they've just got a bigger rotation or a bigger pool of communities, and then so like on to stay on topic, it's like you have to really do, and this is with anything in life, you know, like if you were to do porn, you've really got to love fucking, because like, you know what I mean? Because if you're someone that doesn't like having sex, well then porn's not the industry for you. You know, but
oh babe, I just can't get the dick hard today. I'm sorry, you know, I'm just not into it anymore. You know, I was doing 5 years in the porn industry, you know, I just can't get it up anymore.
Yeah, and then like but there's like millions of different people. Like, you know, some people, you know, when we say content creation might not be for you, it might be for you, and you might be happy with one viewer, and you're just doing it because you like to stream. It's like there's different mentalities out there. There's different like people that do things for different reasons. You know, there's people that do porn because they love to fuck, and there's other people that do porn because they want the money. So that just shows you two different types of people that are in the same industry that are doing things for different reasons. You know,
exactly.
And it's just how it is. And then like on top of like comparing yourself, I remember when I first started streaming, I used to compare myself to bigger streamers and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing you can do in life is love yourself. Like once you have self-love, everything else falls away, bro. Like literally falls away. Like you no longer compare yourself to other people. You just perfect your who you are day to day, and you try to bring the best you to whatever you do. So like even when I'm at work, I try to be the best forklift driver I can be while I'm at work, and I make it a game. I'm like picking up that pallet real quickly, I'm stacking it away real quickly, and I'm making my stacks really nice. Or them pallets look really good. I take pride in everything I do. So like it's the same with streaming, man. Like it's the same thing. And it's like, if this never becomes a full-time gig, even though I want it to be one day, it doesn't matter, because as long as I'm doing something I love, that's where it ends. That's where it ends. And as long as I'm genuine in who I am, then that's where it ends. I remember, sorry, Dax, for taking over.
You're good, man. You're good.
I remember, I'll always take this to the grave. I had a guy, a general manager at our work not too long ago. His name was Rob Callahan, amazing human being. And he's a bit older than me. He's probably about 50 years old. And but like a lot of his traits I really admire. Right, he's a very good public speaker. He could be an amazing podcaster. All the things like I kind of aspire to be. He's got good PR skills, personal relation skills. And we're talking about wages one day, and he was talking about me moving up the food chain within the workplace. And I said to him, look, man, like, you know, I do music, I do streaming, I play video games, I got this and that and that. And I go, I've got too much on to like really take on certain responsibilities because my mind's ticking on other things.
Yeah.
And I remember before he left, he pulled me aside and he goes, Corey, and I'm like, yeah. He goes, dude, you don't need to like do everything I told you previously. I go, why not? He goes, I know millionaires that are incredibly sad because they've got $1 million, but there's nothing else in their life that excites them. He goes, you know what I would say to you? And I go, what? He goes, you lead a very, very rich life. He goes, you lead a rich life. He goes, you might not, you know, have the new house or the new Mercedes and this and that and whatever. He goes, but you know what you do? You do your music. You stream. You fucking are into your movies. You're into your TV shows. There's like so many hobbies and stuff that you've got going. You're into podcasts. You listen to Joe Rogan all the time. Me and him related to that because he listens to a lot of Joe Rogan. And so we related on that term. But when he said that to me, he goes, Corey, there's many different ways to perceive a rich life. That hit home with me. And that was like, I kind of took like a deep breath, and I was like, I'm okay. Things are okay. Because not everybody's the same, and not everybody follows the same paths. But where I'm at, I'm okay. Everything's good. You know? Yeah. And it's even with music. Like, I don't make music all the time. But you know what? When a song hits, I'll make a track. And whenever the vibe comes, that's when I'll make a track. So people could be like, yo, Kuhnij, where's the new rap song? It's like, it'll come when it comes, bro. Like whenever it comes, man. I'm not going to force feed any content. I'm not going to force anything. Even with streaming, like I came back when it was time for me to come back. Because if I had to come back prior, my mental state would have been not in the right place to do so. You know, so everything happens for a reason. Things happen for a reason. But
you didn't come back because of the check I paid you, right? You didn't.
That was a little bit of a incentive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that was a good $50K. I don't know. I tried to refund it. You said you were gonna give it back to me. I wasn't. Was there something going on with the bank, or I'm not too sure?
Yeah. Anyways, do you still do YouTube or like do you still do YouTube? You do
I still
podcast?
do
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Do you Twitch stream or do you still do Twitch stream?
Here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that.
I was not paid, all right, chat.
No.
I still call him chat. Anybody in the game?
Yeah. So with the whole YouTube thing, the thing that happened when I moved. So right now I live in Washington, right? And the thing that sucks about it, and just an internet provider. I don't know if you have the same issue over there in Australia, but internet providers. Yeah. So internet providers, just in general, is just like. Well, I don't. Well, for me, right? They over here where I live at currently, they give such great download. I have like 600 download. It's great, and the upload is so fucking trash, man. I have like
what's an upload?
15 to 20. That's what I have. Upload.
Okay.
It's garbage.
That's crazy.
And the thing that sucks, is that it's not even like if it was consistent, I'd still be able to stream, but because it's not consistent, it's like wavering like this all the fucking time that it's like I can't stream, and like I drop frames and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, this fucking sucks. And because if that were the case, like if that wasn't the case and I had like a good amount, I would be streaming, all the time. Yeah, I would be streaming all the fucking time because
you really enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I love streaming. I'd love to go back. Like I had like a schedule. I had games lined up for like. I remember I had plans for, I think it was last year for October, was going to be a Resident Evil based all month was going to be Resident Evil from 0 to what's popping off now, which was like 7, I think. And I was just going to go through all the games, learn the whole story. It was going to be a fucking awesome time. I was going to play, I don't know if you've ever played Resident Evil 6, but the 6, they have like 4 storylines that you can go through. And I was going to play with each one of the storylines. I was going to play with my mods. I was going to play with one mod, one storyline, and then I'll switch off a mod with the other storyline. It was going to be a good fucking time. And, but then just like shit hit the fan, and I moved like twice because like the last place I was staying at, I couldn't stream and I could do YouTube, and now the place I'm at now, it's the same situation. I can't really stream, but I can still do YouTube. So I've been doing YouTube. Like I love doing like making videos and stuff. The thing is like when you're editing and stuff, because I think you've edited a little bit. I've seen some content on your side of things, but when it's tedious. It takes such a long time.
Yeah, like they say, they say that rap is for those that can't sing, and that's not entirely true, but I understand what they're saying. And you'd say streaming's for those that are too lazy to do YouTube. like I prefer to hit the live button and just stream instead of like fucking doing edits and shit. Like, however, I will say this: I consume way more YouTube than I ever do any Twitch. Okay, so I used to be big on Twitch, like being a viewer, all that sort of stuff, consuming Twitch content. But nowadays, I probably consume like 98% of content on YouTube, like straight up. Like whether it's like educational, whether it's entertainment, whether it's a lot of things. A lot of that's to do with the fact that I've got like unlimited internet on my phone, and when I'm working, I can listen to stuff. Yeah. And I got over listening to music, so I want to listen to educational stuff and whatever. I was just thinking for you, maybe you could do like let's plays or walkthroughs on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the plan.
You probably do that now. You probably do it now, but I was thinking like when I went to your YouTube channel, I was mainly listening to your podcast because like I'm very, very like with me, like with content creation, like I really love streaming and doing Twitch. But another avenue I reckon I could possibly take is podcasting. Like podcasting's like definitely something that I really thoroughly enjoy, you know? And that just goes to the fact that I love to talk. And I think I have like a lot of knowledge inside of me. So, but yeah, that's why I was like so excited to jump on this podcast and talk with you, because not only do I love your company and love your presence and stuff like that, I definitely need more experience doing this sort of thing, because like I definitely do enjoy it. And I think podcasting's like, it's kind of like the new school for the next generation. Like, so like when kids are going to school these days, like they don't really listen to teachers as much, or like they don't learn at school as much as they possibly could if they took the information into like an audio form that they could learn that way. I know like years ago I was a lot less intelligent than I am today, and that's primarily because like the way that I learn has been enhanced through podcasting. And when I listen to podcasts now, I can kind of like Jerry, and I'm like, oh yeah, that means that, and oh, this means this, and oh, okay, I get this now. And like listening to like a lot of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson and people of that like vein, like they've like helped me become a better human being, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think a lot of people like they learn different ways, and some learn practical and some learn through theory. But then there's a whole other kind of person that learns from like these podcasts and stuff like that. That's just from audio form. That's like, say, for people that don't like to read books, but they're on fucking Audible and they're listening to Audible books,
Yeah.
like same kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's really, really cool. But I think it'd be really, really cool that if you can't stream on Twitch and you're already doing Let's Plays, I could really see you doing like reaction type videos, kind of like to Little Nightmares or like Inside or shit like that. I think that would be really, really cool.
Definitely. I like right now, just for the people that are listening in, I think the episodes of Dream Daddy, I don't know if you're familiar. It's a dating sim. It's a dating sim for like I know it's a little it's a bit much, let me tell you. I played a good like 2 hours of the game, and it's intense. It's intense. I'm not gonna lie. There's parts that are like pretty sexualized, but it's not. They're not like showing like dick in your face or anything like that. Nothing I have to. Well, I don't know. I haven't played throughout the whole game. I hope not that there's like a dick in there and I have to bleep that shit out or something. But
I think you're fine, because there was a game called House Party, and in House Party, you're in the house and you try to pick up the women in the house. And you do have sex with the women in the house. And I know that YouTubers actually uploaded, like famous YouTubers had like Let's Plays on YouTube. So Twitch terms of service are a lot different than YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll probably get demonetized on those videos, which you probably will, but they're still playable and people can still watch those videos, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying I'm just saying,
yeah. Corey's been playing a lot of the house party games, and he knows all about that. He's like, I'm an expert. I've got all the achievements. But yeah.
Well, but yeah, there was a time in my life that I drank a lot of alcohol that one night, and probably did like a Let's Play of that.
Yeah. I think I could definitely see you doing that type of stuff, but I feel like that's not what you like to do. You like that community, like the community talking to you while you do it. You love. Yeah, I think.
Already interrupt you. I'm so sorry, Dax.
Yeah, you're fine.
Want to actually do that sort of stuff. Yeah, I do want to do reaction type gameplay, but I just got to like work it out how I can do it, because I kind of want to do it where I want to build enough of a community where the community sticks around without me even having to engage the community, if that makes sense.
So like you post a video, but you don't have to say I posted a video.
Like so I could be on Twitch doing a Let's Play, a reactionary kind of like playthrough, and my chat is still there watching me and getting into the Let's Play without the need for me to respond to individual comments that they say. So like I watch a lot of Markiplier. I watch a lot of there's a guy called Corey Kenshin. I think his name is Genshin. I watch a lot of these kinds of people. Markiplier is like up there. I love Markiplier, right? But I think with YouTube, I think that'd be a very good avenue for me to take, doing that sort of stuff. You're right with the community thing. I think there's like I kind of want to branch off into that kind of way of doing things, but I also still want to be a Twitch streamer. Do you know what I mean? But that's a good way to diversify your content and do a bit of both. But the problem with me is I'm so addicted to streaming that I'm like, I could do a YouTube video right now, but no, let's go live on Twitch. Yeah, I've got to figure it out. I've got to juggle it. I was thinking about today. I was like, maybe eventually, if my community gets in the hundreds or whatever, eventually, maybe I could be like, okay, guys, for the next 2 hours, we're gonna play Little Nightmares, and I'm not gonna talk to chat. I'm gonna do a YouTube introductory thing, and then go from there, because I'm not very good at editing. I'm not very good at like the background YouTube work that you have to do. I'm incredibly lazy when it comes to that sort of shit. So I thought if I could just be like, hey, chat, I'm not gonna speak to you for 2 hours. Just hold up, and then just do like a. And then come back, no one's there anymore.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm going to be playing this for YouTube, okay? I'm not on Twitch right now. Don't say anything.
Yeah. And I was even thinking about like having friends in on it as well. Like say if me and you were to play a game together, because I think a lot of streamers get caught up, and it's one of the things that you do as a streamer. You engage with your chat and stuff like that. But I think if you can hold hold like your reactions and keep the conversation flowing, and say if you and I have banter going throughout the whole video, it's kind of enough of an enough entertainment for the chat that they'll be like, okay, they're doing their thing and this is kind of fun. Because you got to think with like a lot of viewers, a lot of them are lurking anyways. They might be at work, they might be at their office, and they just want to hear you talk and chat. You know, sometimes I've noticed recently when I've been back, might be like, yo, Panda, fucking what kind of game are you playing at the moment? And like, I would think that he would be like, oh, geez, now I got to go into the chat. Oh, yeah, what you say, Kuhnij? Oh, yeah, I'm playing this game. And then go back to work. So I think Twitch is evolving now into the point where it's more like podcast form and more reactionary based. And I think those streamers are probably going to thrive a lot more because you get a lot of lurkers. You know, not everybody can chat 24/7. But if people can listen to me and you play Bloodborne and run away from the demons going, oh, shit, the demon's going to get me. But that's probably more enticing for people these days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
I know when I don't remember because I've learned I listened to the official podcast with like the guy, I don't know if you know Moist, who I think his name's Critical. Moist Critical.
Moist Critical, okay.
Yeah. I think that's his name. This is Charlie. He's a cool guy. Anyway, but I listened to their podcast. I've listened to a couple of like other people's podcasts, and when it comes down to them talking about Twitch, a lot of it is that being just like if you're a small streamer coming on, or like you're barely starting out on Twitch, being discovered on Twitch is so hard because they don't really cater to the baby streamers. They kind of cater to those who kind of have like an audience, a good amount of an audience.
Yeah. I totally understand and I totally get, because like if I was to work, you're going to promote your best talent or people that are pulling the numbers. I understand that, you know.
So that kind of stuff, it's so hard to like see. So when they talk about like, oh, you should maybe do, because people, I know there's like a ton of people that dabble in both YouTube and in Twitch, and I know that a lot of what people say is, you can stream however you want to stream on Twitch, but also maybe do some YouTube on the side, because you could be pulling people from YouTube to your Twitch channel.
Yeah. Bro, this is literally what I've been researching this shit for like the past fucking 5 months, and like 100%, I know if you diversify your content and like, you know, upload to YouTube and stuff. I think there was like I don't know the exact metrics, so I'm going to talk out my ass a little bit, but just understand the ballpark of the metric that I'm going to say. So say if you got like 2 million viewers on Twitch within a given time, apparently on YouTube it's like 9 million. Do you know what I mean? So like, Twitch is but a pond and YouTube is but an ocean.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like 100%. Like, and I'm telling you, as a Twitch streamer, I consume way more YouTube than I ever do Twitch these days, and that's coming from somebody that streams on the platform. You know, and for me to like listen to more YouTube videos, you'd think, oh, but he's a Twitch streamer. Wouldn't he be more involved into Twitch streams? And YouTube is way more enticing to me.
Right.
So like, I 100% agree with you. I like those people on that podcast, the official podcast with Moist
Critical.
Critical.
Yeah,
Critical. I'm sorry, Moist. Yeah, with those people, like it's very, very true. Discoverability is definitely those things, and that's like a lot of those streamers that didn't make it on Twitch initially, and then they branch off and start doing Twitch tips and tricks on how to grow and like what's the best camera and what's the best microphone. You know, technically, like they want to be people that just stream on Twitch all the time and play video games, but they've had to diversify their content so that they could then gather people from that audience into their Twitch chat. You know, and that's the way that they were able to save their channels. And not only that, they're also very knowledgeable about microphones and cameras. They're very tech savvy kind of people. So they've combined one aspect and one skill of their personality and then fed it into the other aspect, which is streaming and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with you. My personal thing is I'm not very tech savvy, even though I've created my stream and done what I've had to do and I've learned and I can definitely learn. I would definitely, like you said, probably go more down the let's plays and more the reactionary videos, because that's more my personality to then feed into my Twitch channel. Do you know what I mean? But I've just been incredibly lazy. Like, yeah, I'm not lazy. I'm very ambitious, and I go. You know what I'm saying? But
I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. I'm in the same ballpark where it's like you can like there's like a bunch of, I have like shit ton of stuff, like a shit ton of footage that I sit on a lot of the time, and I'm just like, all right, I just gotta make this shit into a video. I pop that bitch into Vegas, and I'm just like, all right, let me take a break, and then like that break takes like 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, honestly. And then you're there and you're doing like the same shit over and over again. And when you do make something else too, is that you want to be like proud of what you make. So you sitting on that, you watch the video and you're like, is this funny? And I think that's like a big thing too, is like when you're watching something, you're just like, do I like it just because it's me, or do I like it, or do I like it because it's funny? So it's definitely tough sometimes when you're making stuff on your own and there's no one that you're like, oh, let me send this to this one person to see how they like it. So like for me, I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty fucking funny to me. I'm gonna send that bitch out, and then I do, and some people like it, some people are just like, this is fucking garbage, and it's a give and take. It's a give and take, honestly.
What I heard as well with Harris Heller and Devin Nash when they were talking about a lot of their branding from YouTube and stuff like that. Like, so Dax, say if you create like some content on YouTube, a lot of it's to do with like the title and your thumbnail. That's what gets the initial click, right? So instead of saying like Daxter's podcast, Chill with Dax, we're featuring Kuhnij, you can be like, who's on this week? And then people are like, who the fuck is on this week? And then they click on it and like, oh, it's this guy. Cool. It's like that's the way to draw people in. And
Right.
it's like another example they gave would be like, say for example, the videos about what would happen if Superman punched you. Instead of saying if Superman punched you, you would explode, and that's the title. Instead of saying that, it would be like, what would happen if Superman punched you? And then people are like, yeah, what would happen? And they click on it. Oh yeah, you would explode. Holy shit. So instead of giving the answer in the title, kind of like draw them in a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because like there's so many times where I'd be like, yeah, what the fuck would happen? I already know if you get punched by Superman, you're gonna explode, but they're telling me something else might happen. Oh no, it might be clickbait because I'm like, motherfucker, I didn't even knew that shit. I thought it was gonna be something different, but yeah. Like I think of a lot of it's like that kind of algorithm game. Do you know what I mean, Dax? But I will say this, dude. Like I listen to your podcast at work. Sometimes I got really bad reception at work, so shit cuts out. Like I go to click like and it doesn't like for ages. So I'm just like, oh fuck, whatever.
That's all right. I get it.
Yeah. But I do find you incredibly entertaining. Sometimes it not disappoints me, but I feel sad for some people because they might come into my channel or whatever. They're like, check out my channel or whatever. And I check it out and I'm like, oh, but I'm so happy that you hang out in my channel and stuff, but your content I don't really gel with, or you don't take enough pride, or there might be something, But I'll tell you what, when I do find somebody that actually provides entertainment quality or educational quality kind of content, I'm actually amazed, and I'm like, I soak it all up like a sponge. I'm like, this is fucking sick. You know what I mean? And that's why, like the other day, I just defollowed a lot of people that I don't like. They might be playing a certain game that I don't really follow anymore, like Fortnite or something like that. So like, I look for different kind of content creators now, and I love variety content creators the most because like they're really cool and they're different games every week or every year. I like it that refreshing because you can kind of get sick of the same content all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dax, definitely no, dude. Like, keep uploading, bro. Because like, your content, bro. I reckon it's really sick, and I really enjoy it. And
Man,
like,
you keep streaming, man. You keep fucking streaming. I love just kind of chilling, and sometimes I go in there and I chat you up and get to know what's going on. Maybe get some Diablo in my veins. Maybe get hop up in there.
Hey man, I'm a god DH now. You should see me, bro.
A god DH? I don't even know what that means.
DH is Demon Hunter. So Demon Hunter is a class within Diablo. Demon Hunter like primarily uses like crossbows or bows. He's like an archer class. But I didn't realize how powerful you can get within that game. And dude, like based on myself and another guy, Manly, who was a viewer, that came to my stream twice, and now he's like one of my best mates. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like it even happened with you with Bloodborne and stuff like that. Sometimes like when you read chat and stuff, you don't know what kind of personalities are going to come into your voice chat. And sometimes when they come into your voice chat, you're like, oh, this dude's like
fucking speaker.
Like, well, they're not really gelling, or like they might be trying to overtake the stream, or their personality is a bit too quiet, so like we don't really gel. But I know when you came in, like our personalities really clicked. Manly came in, our personalities real clicked. And when you find that, that's really cool because in my mind, that makes me think like we can make content together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Which is the birth of like what's happening today and whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think with that good old circle jerk that we just did, I think we'll end today's. Yeah, you're really good. Oh yeah, I love your content, bro. You're really good. Oh, bro, I love your streaming, dog. I love your streaming. You're so stupid.
Look, I just want to say as closing as well, I really do appreciate you allowing me to join you as a guest on this podcast.
Yeah, man.
I'm a massive fan. I think you're an amazing human being, and I want you to keep pumping out this content. And yeah, dude, like thank you for allowing me to blabble and babble and talk about
it's definitely the pleasure's all mine, man. I enjoy chatting you up and getting your side of things on just about everything that we talk about. And yeah, I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and your stream schedule to make some time for the podcast.
No worries, man. Pleasure's all mine.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Do make sure to follow Kuhnij, my good friend Corey, on everything. He's going to be down in the description, his Twitch channel, his Twitter, all the good stuff. Did you have anything to finish this up today, Corey?
No, not too much more. You can find me at twitch.tv/KUHNIJ. I think it might be /. Is it /? Dax? It might be /.
It might be /. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Twitch.tv/KUHNIJ. On Twitter, it's pretty much the same. And yeah, like I really do appreciate you being like allowing me to be here. And I'll definitely fucking jump on the next podcast as long as you pay me enough money next time. So
yeah, I'll make sure to send you.
It's going up.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure to bump it up a good 5,000. I'll send it your way. Thank you for accepting the 10,000 I gave you to come today. That was great.
The cocaine habits are a heavy habit to hold. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Later. Bye.
I love you, baby.